Welcome to our deep dive into one of the most shocking cases in recent history, the murder of Dan Markel. A tale of betrayal, greed, and family ties twisted in tragedy. Get ready to uncover how this tragic plot unfolded and led to the dramatic trial of Donna Adelson. Let's dive in. Donna Adelson's trial began with a stunning turn of events. Her attorney, Dan Markel, withdrew from the case on the first day of jury selection. This caused confusion and delays. Judge Stephen Everett had previously warned Donna about potential conflicts with Markel, who had also represented her son, Charlie Adelson, in the same case. Due to this withdrawal, the trial had to be postponed, with the new timeline expected to be later in 2024 or early 2025. This sudden change had major repercussions. Several hundred jurors were dismissed, and convicted co-conspirators were transferred back to their respective prisons. This setback was more than just an inconvenience, it delayed justice for Dan Markel's murder. Now, the question remained whether the trial would proceed smoothly with a new legal team. Donna's new defense attorney, Robert Alex Morris, took over the case. Legal experts like Josephine Petudo called the situation an epic disaster that could have been avoided if Markel had not taken Donna's case after handling her son's. The conflicts of interest were too significant to overlook, but the trial was not over yet. Markel had been cautioned about conflicts between representing both Donna and Charlie. For months, Donna had waived potential conflicts in pre-trial hearings. However, when Charlie was subpoenaed to testify and brought to Leon County Jail from his South Dakota prison, things changed. Charlie's new appellate lawyer, Michael Ufferman, intervened, leading to more complications. These legal issues put a significant strain on the trial. Ufferman filed a notice that Charlie would not waive the conflict of interest, making it impossible for Markel to proceed. This highlighted the complicated dynamics between the Adelson family members, all wrapped up in legal conflicts. Now, the trial faced even more uncertainty. With these developments, the courtroom became a battleground for loyalty and strategy. Both Donna and Charlie faced serious charges, but Charlie's refusal to waive the conflict created tension. Tim Janssen, a well-known defense lawyer, noted that Charlie didn't want to harm his chances on appeal. The legal battle was just beginning. Donna Adelson's involvement in the murder plot was tied closely to her son, Charlie. Prosecutors believed that Donna and Charlie had orchestrated the hit on Dan Markel, who was shot in his home in 2014. The motive: a bitter divorce between Dan and Donna's daughter, Wendy Adelson. At the heart of the feud was a custody battle over the couple's two sons. Charlie had already been convicted and was serving a life sentence. He was considered the mastermind behind the murder, but Donna's role became more evident as the investigation unfolded. Prosecutors presented evidence showing Donna's active participation in planning the murder, though she denied the charges. Before his trial, Charlie's defense had tried to argue that the Adelson family was the victim of extortion by the real killers. They claimed that the hitman had demanded over $100,000 from the family, but that defense didn't convince jurors during Charlie's trial. Now, Donna's legal team faced the challenge of building a new defense strategy. The defense also had to contend with text messages from 2016, which complicated Donna's extortion claims. In one text, Charlie discussed a drug dealer who had sold cocaine to the hitman and wondered if that dealer had orchestrated the murder. These messages raised doubts about the extortion narrative, further complicating the defense's approach. Alex Morris, Donna's new lawyer, saw opportunities in the change of legal representation. He believed that with a fresh perspective, they could explore different defenses that were not available with Markel at the helm. With Morris in charge, the defense was being reshaped, and Donna's fate remained uncertain. For prosecutors, the challenge was proving Donna's direct involvement in the murder. While there was strong circumstantial evidence, linking her actions to the actual crime required a careful presentation of the facts. The prosecution was prepared to counter the extortion claims with solid evidence, aiming to dismantle the defense's narrative. As the trial approached, many legal experts speculated on whether Donna would try to strike a plea deal. Given the complications in the case and her son's conviction, some believed that Donna might seek a lighter sentence in exchange for a guilty plea. However, it remained unclear if Donna would consider such an option. So far, we've uncovered the complicated web of legal maneuvers, family conflicts, and the unraveling trial strategy surrounding Donna Adelson's alleged involvement in the murder. But the twists don't stop here. The courtroom drama surrounding Donna Adelson's trial reached a boiling point when the issue of divided loyalties came to the forefront. Legal experts pointed out that Rashbaum's representation of both Donna and Charlie posed a significant conflict of interest. While Donna had initially waived the conflict, Charlie's refusal to do so created a dilemma. Charlie's decision not to testify further strained the defense. His new lawyer, Ufferman, had advised him not to waive his rights, which left Rashbaum in a difficult position. The possibility of Charlie implicating himself during cross-examination was too risky for the defense to proceed with confidence. Tim Janssen, a prominent defense lawyer, criticized the situation, stating that Rashbaum had mishandled the case by assuming Charlie would cooperate. He believed Rashbaum had gotten too close to the Adelson family, clouding his judgment. This relationship ultimately led to the unraveling of the trial's opening days. The prosecution seized the opportunity to highlight the weaknesses in the defense's approach. They argued that Donna's legal team had been disorganized and unprepared, leading to delays that only hurt their case. Prosecutors were eager to move forward and present their evidence, which they believed would lead to a conviction. However, the defense remained optimistic about the trial's outcome. Alex Morris believed that the change in representation opened new doors for negotiations with the state. He suggested that there were still paths to explore that could lead to a favorable outcome for Donna. The courtroom battle was far from over. As the legal wrangling continued, both sides prepared for the trial's next phase. Witnesses had been lined up to testify, including key figures who had been close to the Adelson family. These testimonies were expected to shed light on the family dynamics and provide insight into Donna's role in the murder plot. The road to justice for Dan Markel remained long and uncertain. With the trial now postponed, the focus shifted to how the new defense strategy would unfold. Legal experts predicted that the trial could take on a new direction under Alex Morris's leadership. Whether the defense would continue to pursue the extortion narrative or adopt a new approach was still unknown. Prosecutors were confident in their case against Donna, despite the delays. They had built a solid argument, supported by evidence and witness testimonies, that linked Donna directly to the murder plot. Their goal was to secure a conviction and provide justice for Dan Markel's family. Donna's future was uncertain. Would she continue to fight the charges in court, or would she seek a plea deal to avoid a lengthy trial? The legal community closely followed the case, knowing that the outcome would have significant implications for the Adelson family. The trial was expected to resume in early 2025, giving both sides time to prepare. For now, the courtroom remained quiet, but the tension surrounding the case continued to build. Everyone involved knew that the stakes were high, and the trial's outcome would have lasting consequences for all parties. As the legal drama unfolded, the public remained captivated by the case. The murder of Dan Markel had shocked the community, and many were eager to see justice served. With Donna Adelson at the center of the trial, the case had become a national story, drawing attention from legal analysts and true crime enthusiasts alike. In the end, the trial's outcome would depend on the evidence presented and the defense's ability to counter the prosecution's arguments. The courtroom battle was far from over, and the next chapter in the saga of Donna Adelson and Dan Markel had yet to be written.
Picture this, okay? You're in a courtroom, right? And it's packed, like standing room only. You can totally feel the tension in the air. Day one of like the trial of the century, right? And suddenly the defense lawyer drops a bombshell. He quits.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no kidding,
Yeah.
right? That's what happened in the Donna Adelson case.
Wow.
This case is seriously nuts. More twists and turns than like, your favorite thriller,
Right.
So today we are diving deep, deep, deep into this whole crazy Adelson family saga.
Okay.
Specifically, all the recent stuff that's gone down with Donna Adelson's trial.
Right.
So if you're just joining us and you're like, who are these people?
Yeah.
Basically, the story revolves around this law professor, Dan Markel, who was murdered. And for years, it was a total cold case. Nobody knew who did it. And then, bam, arrests are made. And it turns out this whole thing, it was a family affair gone very, very wrong.
A family affair gone wrong.
Yeah. And like we were saying before we started rolling, we are so lucky to have our expert here who has been following this story like from day one.
Well,
They're going to help us make sense of all the crazy legal twists and turns.
I'll try.
And hopefully they can answer the big question we all have. What could make someone do something so awful?
Yeah.
So before we get into Donna Adelson's trial and why her lawyer, bailed, let's back up for a sec. Can you give us like a quick rundown on who's who in this whole messed up family?
Okay. So you've got this very wealthy, very powerful family, the Adelsons. And Donna Adelson, she's kind of the matriarch here. Very, very devoted to her children. Charlie, Wendy's brother's name, if mentioned in provided content, and Wendy.
Okay.
And it was Wendy who was married to Dan Markel, the law professor, and their divorce.
Yeah.
It was nasty, like really, really bad. They were fighting over custody of their two kids.
Oof, custody battles. I can only imagine.
Families, right.
Yeah, families. But in this case, investigators think that whole custody fight over those kids, it became a motive for murder. Basically, they think that certain members of the Adelson family, they really wanted Wendy and those kids to move back to Florida to be closer to them. And let's just say they were willing to do whatever it took.
So that's where Charlie Adelson comes in.
Instantly.
He was convicted, right, for
Yeah.
his role in all of this. Yeah. After this huge trial, he was found guilty of basically hiring the hitmen who killed Dan Markel. Prosecutors said he was calling the shots, like the mastermind behind the whole thing.
Mastermind. Wow. So what did his lawyers even say to that? What was their defense?
Well, get this. They said the Adelsons were being extorted
Extorted.
by the hitmen. They claimed these guys were demanding money from the family and making threats if they didn't pay.
Wait, so they're saying the Adelsons were the victims?
That was the strategy, to make the jury think, hey, maybe these people were terrified. Maybe they were just trying to protect themselves. But it didn't work. The jury didn't buy it. Charlie's in prison now, serving a life sentence.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's heavy stuff, but it gets even crazier. Charlie's conviction is like just the tip of the iceberg, right?
No.
Because now we have Donna Adelson's trial, and on the first day, total chaos erupts.
Total chaos.
So walk us through it. What happened with her lawyer?
Donna's lawyer, this guy Dan Rashbaum,
Right.
he found himself in a really, really tough spot.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine, right?
Yeah.
You're trying to defend your client, Donna,
Right.
but a key witness is your former client,
Oh, no.
who also happens to be her son.
Wow.
And he's already been convicted in the same murder plot.
You've got to be kidding me.
Talk about awkward family reunions.
That's an understatement.
Yeah.
I mean, how could he even, didn't he realize this would be a problem?
Yeah, so it all comes down to attorney-client privilege and the whole self-incrimination thing.
Right.
Charlie's appealing his conviction, right?
Right.
And he refused to waive that, right?
So he's basically like, nope, not talking.
Exactly. Which, totally understandable in his situation.
Totally.
But it put Rashbaum in this impossible position.
Okay, so because Charlie's not talking, his lawyer's probably thinking, there's no way I'm putting him on the stand.
Right.
But if Charlie's not talking, that really limits what Donna's lawyer can do, especially if their stories are all mixed up together.
Exactly. It's a legal catch-22.
So Rashbaum was totally stuck.
Totally stuck.
Doomed if you do, doomed if you don't.
And honestly, you kind of have to wonder, where was the judge in all of this?
Yeah, did the judge not see this train wreck coming?
Get this. The judge actually warned Rashbaum about this very issue months earlier.
No way.
Swear to you.
Get out.
And Donna even waived any potential conflict.
So what happened?
Charlie's new appeal lawyer.
Ugh, this guy.
He comes in, subpoenas Charlin to testify, and boom, everything blows up.
Oh, man. I can't even imagine being Donna. Your son's in prison, your trial starts, and suddenly your lawyer quits because of your other son. What a mess. So with Donna now without a lawyer and the trial on hold, what happens to the prosecution's case? What kind of evidence do they even have against her? Is it even that strong?
Well, it's mostly circumstantial.
Circumstantial. So like no proof, no smoking gun.
Yeah.
What do they even have?
Well, they're going to try to use things like phone records, travel plans, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
They want to paint this picture of Donna being in on all these conversations and meetings about the murder plot.
Right. So they're going to be like, look, Donna was talking to this person then, and then she was at this place then.
Exactly. And don't forget about those text messages between Donna and Charlie.
Oh, right. Those texts. Yeah, during Charlie's trial.
Those are going to come back.
Those are bad, weren't they?
Yeah.
Remind me, what did those texts actually say?
Well, I can't repeat them word for word here, but let's just say they did not look good for Donna.
Right. Yeah, no, I get it.
They really gave this window into the family dynamics and how they all really felt about Dan Markel.
Yeah, no need to sugarcoat it. But okay, so let's say they prove that Donna wanted Dan gone.
Right.
That doesn't automatically mean she was involved in the murder, right? Those are two very different things.
Exactly. And that's why this whole delay, it could change everything.
I think so.
It gives Donna's new lawyer a chance to really prepare.
Right, to poke holes in the prosecution's case.
Yeah.
Or maybe even hammer out some kind of a deal. Right, a plea deal.
It's possible. Now, a plea deal might seem kind of boring, not as exciting as a trial and all, but it could be Donna's way of, controlling the story a little bit.
Oh, interesting. So she's like, I don't want to risk it all in court. Maybe I'll take a deal, get a lighter sentence.
Exactly. But of course, that means admitting she's guilty, which, for her family's reputation.
Right. It's not just about staying out of jail.
Exactly.
It's about their whole image, their legacy.
It's about everything.
It's wild, right? How one murder just explodes everything.
Totally.
In this case, it really makes you think, about family, loyalty. How far would you go to protect the people you love?
Big question.
It's a story that stays with you, that's for sure. So, as we wait for Donna Adelson's trial, we have more questions than answers. Will she plead guilty? Will she fight these charges? What will this family do next? It's like we're trapped in a real-life legal thriller, waiting for the next plot twist. We'll be watching closely. And next time in the deep dive, we'll take on another wild story, diving into the evidence and uncovering the truth behind the headlines. Until then, stay curious, everyone.
In the end, the justice system will decide whether Donna Adelson's role in this chilling case will finally bring closure to Dan Markel's family. Stay tuned for updates on this trial, where every twist may change the course of justice.